We were talking about the Big Ten championship game here on the Fan Saturday.
You're speaking Japanese.
I don't think we are speaking. You need to turn on your mic there if you want to be heard.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I was speaking Japanese, and so we just confuse everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My big Japanese words, which I know about 25.
Look, this is I don't know. I think it's easy to overthink this game, but to me, Penn State has one way they can win. One.
Yeah, I could see that.
And Oregon has multiple. Oregon's just more dynamic. Penn State has to make this like Wisconsin.
Yes.
And they're built that way. I mean, they certainly they're just like this classic Big Ten team. They're the kind of team that we thought Oregon would get more games like this season, being in the Big Ten.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like we thought they would get more games like the Wisconsin game. But they didn't. I mean, they just rolled right through the Illinois and the Michigans and the Marylands or whomever. But this team has the ability to make it like the Wisconsin game. So I don't think, that's why I'm very confident. I don't know. I think we can overthink it and start talking ourselves into, here's, Penn State can do this and that. Oregon's far more dynamic. Yeah. And Penn State's really well coached. They have studs in a lot of places, but I don't see how they score enough to beat Oregon.
Well, that's why, like you said, I think there's a narrow path to victory. It is a path. Wisconsin damn near did it. But yeah. I don't think they can win in a shootout. I mean, look, they've got the best tight end in the country in Tyler Warren. He's got 81 catches. Their second best receiver has 35, and we don't even know if he's going to play. He's banged up. So, and if it's not him, do you know who's the next best receiver on their team after that? It's their back. It's
Ryan Barker.
Yes, they throw to the kicker. No, it's Singleton, who is
he's good.
Yeah, he's a nice back for them. But I mean, I think it says something where, your second leading receiver is Harrison Wallace, and then he's got 35. Singleton's got 33. And by the way, he played a lot of this year banged up. Now he is getting healthy, and they say this is about as close to 100% as he's going to get. And you've seen the last couple weeks that he really is a dynamic presence. But, that I think that says something that, especially if their second leading receiver can't go, like you said, I just don't think they have a lot that particularly scares you. So with a team like with Penn State, I think, again, you're going to put a safety over the top on Warren. You're going to try to take him away. And then if you're Penn State, you have to try to run the ball and shrink the game like they did with Wisconsin. And you got to stay out of third and longs. When you look at when Aller has success, it's when it's third and manageable. I mean, Penn State is going to make no bones about it. They're going to want to run the ball on first down, run the ball on second down, and then get into the 3rd and 2s, 3rd and 3s.
Yeah.
And
I mean, again, classic Big Ten team.
Big Ten football.
And that's what they do. I would say this, the one thing to watch out for, though, and I want to ask Lanning about this guy, but their offensive coordinator, Andy Kotelnicki, we talked about him before. He's 1 foot out the door. And I'm not going to ask Lanning about that part of it because he's interviewing at West Virginia. Yeah. That is not good for Penn State. But I will say he was at Kansas last year, and he is dynamite. And Dan Lanning has already talked about him in terms of creating explosive plays. The thing you got to watch out for about Penn State is they have never been in a more no-lose situation because they did not expect to be in this game.
No.
And they're going to the playoff no matter what. So they can let it rip. And so I wonder if there's going to be some new wrinkles or maybe they take more risks in this game knowing that even if they lose, they still get a chance to play for the title. Sure. I think that's an interesting element of what Penn State offensively could be bringing to the table. Oregon certainly will try to be ready for that. But I think that this guy's he's good at misdirection. He's good at confusing defenses. And that's something to watch out for, even though the Penn State offense doesn't really scare you. They have put up big numbers this year. They, and again, a lot of that is against the crappy teams. The same teams that Oregon played, they played. And quite frankly, if you look at each one of them, they outperformed Oregon against some of these lesser teams. Yeah. So
Maryland, for example, they
things like that. Now against Ohio State, they lost. Oregon won, and I think that's the difference where we all feel pretty good about Oregon. But that's something to keep an eye on too. Is that maybe Kotelnicki's already going to West Virginia. Don't know, and in that case, it could be a disaster for their offense because his eye's off the ball. On the other hand, they could scheme the crap out of this and take some serious risks that you didn't see coming because they have nothing to lose.
Well, and you saw the fake punt and that they ran to close out the game against Minnesota. If I'm Penn State, you got to grow some big balls on this one and take some chances. And again, just watch the early downs, because if Penn State has to operate in 3rd and 5, Penn State's dead in the water. Against Minnesota, against Ohio State, against USC, some of the better teams. Against Minnesota, 1 of 11, ended up having to squeeze out that game by 1. The USC game, which again they had to squeeze out at the end, they went 3 of 13, and against Ohio State that they lost, they went I think it was 3 of 12. It's just they are not a team that is going to convert a lot of long 3rd down. So 1st and 2nd down, running the ball.
They want to create some explosives that you don't see coming.
No,
try to catch you sleeping or confuse you. And then on the other side, I feel like they're going to have to blitz Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
I mean,
they got a good front though.
They do, but I don't know. I feel like if they're really going to get Oregon's offense off its game, they got to warm him up.
Yeah.
And
it's been a while since the team did it. Boise State did it.
Well, Wisconsin did it.
Yeah.
So, and that wasn't that long ago. So